Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into something that is honestly a real game changer for middle school safety. It's called the Grade 8 Safe Learners Program. Now, if you've ever wondered how schools are actually updating their protocols to handle the crazy complexities of today's world, well, you are in the exact right place. We're going to explore how safety is evolving from just, strict physical rules into a full-blown culture of prevention, responsibility, and empowerment. Okay, let's jump right in. Picture this scenario for a second. A photo is taken just to embarrass a student online. Is that just a joke, or is it an unsafe choice? The Safe Learners Program actually kicks off with this brilliant little energizer called Safe Signals. Teachers read a short scenario exactly like that one, and the students simply raise one finger if it's safe and responsible, or two fingers if it needs a better choice. Right out of the gate, it shows 8th graders that modern school safety goes way beyond the physical hallways. It goes right into the digital world sitting in their pockets. Snapping a humiliating photo isn't just a harmless prank, it is absolutely an unsafe choice. So here's our roadmap for today. First, we'll talk about redefining school safety. Second, the Grade 8 Safe Choice. Third, mapping safe school spaces. And finally, taking the Safe Challenge. All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, redefining school safety and shifting that paradigm.
8th graders are at this absolute peak age for peer influence and navigating brand new levels of independence, which means safety models have to evolve with them. Think about the old model versus the new, safe model. Studies actually show that traditional, fear-based punishments often just make students better at hiding their bad behavior. Crazy, right? But the safe model is entirely prevention-focused. It's all about self-discipline, respect, and building real trust. This is a massive paradigm shift. It's no longer about making kids terrified to break the rules. It's about empowering them to make choices that stop unsafe situations before they even start.
To really hammer this philosophy home, the program uses a character named Captain Safe, who drops this incredible quote. Prevention begins when you choose respect, accountability, and courage, even in small moments. That's the core of it right there. Safety isn't just about handling massive emergencies. It's the small stuff. It's the everyday choices students make by their lockers, in the cafeteria, or online that prevent the big conflicts from ever taking root. Moving right along to Section 2, the Grade 8 Safe Choice. Let's see how this actually plays out in real life. Imagine it's recess. A younger student accidentally drops his books. A group of older 8th graders starts laughing, they block the hallway, and suddenly, boom, someone whips out a phone, snaps a photo of the poor kid, and gets ready to post it online with a mean caption. Some kids say it's just a joke, while others feel super uncomfortable but just stay totally silent. You can see how a simple, totally normal accident snowballs instantly into this multi-layered, unsafe situation with peer pressure, physical obstruction, and cyberbullying.
But wait, here is where the safe training completely flips the script. Instead of just standing there as passive bystanders, several students step up. Luna speaks out and tells the group to just pause for a second. Ira jumps in to physically help the younger student grab his books. And Tala reminds everyone that laughing and posting stuff like that is just hurtful and disrespectful. They didn't just watch, they chose preventive action. They chose courage in that split second.
And it doesn't stop there. Ben steps up with some digital accountability. He calmly tells his classmate to delete the photo instead of hitting share. Meanwhile, Miguel realizes this is one of those times you actually need adult guidance, so he loops in a teacher to make sure the whole thing is handled properly. Breaking this down, you can really see the mechanics of the SAFE program in action. Every single choice those students made had a direct preventive result that basically dismantled the problem piece by piece. Luna pausing the group shut down the physical escalation right then and there. Ben challenging the photo literally stopped cyberbullying before it happened, and Miguel getting the teacher guaranteed proper accountability. That is what prevention-focused actually looks like. They didn't wait for a disaster, they handled it. Which brings us to Section 3, mapping safe school spaces and how they teach this in the classroom. Teachers run this awesome guided activity called My Grade 8 Safe Map. The class gets into small groups and maps out common school areas, but here is the absolute genius part. They don't just draw the canteen or the physical hallways, they map out digital spaces too, like the class group chat, which, let's be honest, can be the riskiest zone of all. Then they identify potential unsafe behaviors for each specific spot and brainstorm preventive actions they can take. It totally forces the students to anticipate risks in their own everyday environments. And that leads to a truly profound takeaway about how we define safety. Check out this updated definition. Safety is not just avoiding danger, but actively protecting dignity, relationships, and peace in the school community. Think about that for a second. Safety isn't just about not getting a scraped knee, it is about dignity, It's about protecting relationships. When you look at it through that lens, you realize that posting a toxic meme is just as much a safety violation as a physical fight.
Finally, Section 4, taking the safe challenge and moving this beyond the classroom walls.
As the lesson wraps up, students are handed the SAFE challenge. They're tasked with practicing just one preventive action that day. It could be respectfully checking a classmate who's making a bad choice, properly reporting a concern, going out of their way to include someone who's feeling left out, or, and this is a big one, choosing not to share harmful info online. These are super practical, everyday actions that build up the muscle memory of being a genuinely responsible citizen.
Plus, the program totally gets that schools can't do this in a vacuum. There's a built-in home connection. Parents and guardians are brought into the loop to discuss these exact same decisions at home. By bridging that gap, the whole community reinforces these habits. So the expectations are the exact same, whether that student is sitting at the dinner table, walking to class, or scrolling through their phone.
And that wraps up our explainer for today. The Grade 8 Safe Learners program is such a fantastic blueprint for modern education, truly shifting the heavy lifting from reactive punishment over to proactive empowerment. So I want to leave you with the exact same thought-provoking question these 8th graders are asked. What small, preventive action will you choose today to protect your community? Because as we've seen, real safety doesn't start with a list of rules. It starts with the small, everyday choices we all make. Thanks so much for hanging out with me for this deep dive, and keep learning.